Welcome everybody and welcome to the Tidal Wave. This is Casa Fox and I'm Emily Pfeifer and we are so excited to explain to you guys how the game is going to work. First of all, how many of you feel like you use your time really effectively in this business? Not very many of us, right? How many of you feel like your activities are creating the results that you want to see? A lot of us aren't feeling that way. Yeah, exactly. So Casa and I, along with several other leaders of our team, have been masterminding over the past couple of weeks and have come up with a super fun way to track all of those key result areas and help us all become super consistent. Because if there's anything that kills this kind of business, it's inconsistency. And a lot of us wear ourselves out doing a ton of work and then we take like 5 weeks off and then our business takes a long time to gain that momentum again. So what we're hoping is that this is going to serve you and help you lock in some anchor activities into your week that are always there, that are going to set you up for consistent success throughout the weeks, months, and years.
Thanks. I'm so excited for this. I look at numbers as one thing, as people. Can you imagine if we didn't have any statistics from World War II, that we didn't know who died, who the heroes were, who fought? We wouldn't be able to glorify those people at all. And so when we're asking you to post your numbers of how many people you connected with and how many people you shared with, we don't want you to think about it as just a number on a page. We want you to think about it as people and whose lives you've touched.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're really excited for this because if we don't know the numbers, then how do we track where we're going? In any other business, when can Burger King sell one hamburger a month and stay afloat? So that's what we want to get into, is we want to get into those nitty-gritty numbers, those nitty-gritty everyday things to help you and help your businesses grow. We're so excited about this. So now we're going to talk about what this is. You'll all be assigned into a Facebook group. And in there, you will see all of these points. So if you want to reference right now the PDF document that's attached with this video, we will describe what this process is going to look like.
Exactly. And please excuse the informal video. We wanted to make this gorgeous webinar, but then we watched Tiffany Peterson's video about how done is better than perfect. And so we're just getting this done. And we're getting this to you starting this Monday, February 29th. Okay, so first of all, the application process. This is a 4-week game. Goes from February 29th till March 31st. Tons of prizes. We're talking like hour-long mentoring sessions with famous people in our upline. We're talking about kits like aromatherapy kits, things like that. You're going to love it. Okay, so the application process. First of all, also attached to this post is Elise Chedevy's webinar called The Weekly Success Schedule. And so that's the first thing. You get 25 points for watching that. Second thing is you are going to create your perfect success schedule based on what you just learned in Elise Chedevy's webinar. So that's 25 points. Then the next one, 15 points, you're going to identify all of the networks that you are going to be connecting with in the month of March. So this includes like mommy's groups, people from your kid's school, your church, everything like that. So we're really clear on where are we connecting with people, whether it's online or, where we're living. Next one is 15 points, declaring your intentions for this game. What rank are you going to hit by the end of March? What do you want to see change in your business? And remember, if you can become consistent in these activities and have this weekly schedule that goes tick-tock, tick-tock, guess what the leaders that you bring on are going to do? They're going to do the same. And I want you to imagine every single one of your leaders like doing a class every single week, doing all these things Elise says. Amazing, right? Okay, so that's the first thing, the application process. There's actually 5 different areas where you get points. You get points for this application process. That's number 1. Number 2 is you are going to get points for the weekly anchors of your business. And this is what Elise Chedevy talks about. So number 1, 10 points for hosting or teaching an oil class, an Essential Oil 101 class. Number 2, really quickly about that. Ideally, you want to get other people to host for you, right? These aren't just your own contacts. Although you are bringing your own contacts to these events, you want to make sure to have people host for you as well. Okay, so number 2, next anchor activity is a basic business class. This can happen right after that oil class. So say you have an oil class at 6, at 8 you can have this basic business class. You can just read through the build guide together and watch a couple of inspirational videos. Amazing, right? How many of us have thought of doing that? I'm sure you're going to see that in Elise's webinar and you're going to love it. Okay, number 3, Organize and promote your team's continuing education classes on product and business, okay? This is something that teams that are really large are going to be doing every single week on a schedule, so you can actually see, oh, gut health management is offered this week, and next week is, weight loss or whatever, and you can decide what you're going to invite your people to, or your people have a list and they can decide. For some teams that are a little newer, you may want to do this maybe once a month. This is one of the areas that's going to fluctuate just a little bit. You can decide what works best for you. But the point is, you're going to organize. If someone else is organizing, then you're going to promote continuing education on product and business on your team. Okay, number 4. Again, we're on the anchor activities. Your team call or your training call. Okay, maybe your team has a team call, or maybe you're in one of the EO movement courses like Silver in Training, Silver Mastery. I know the McGuire team has their own system starting on March 7th, and that would count, right? Any live training call that you're doing, okay? Next one, number 5, having strategy sessions with your key business partners and your upline business partner, okay? Locked into your week, every single week, right? Next one is connecting and following up every week. So Elise Chedevy recommends 4 hours of that, and you can just plug it into different times during the week, or you can do it all in one block, and she talks all about it in the webinar. So those are the 6 anchors that every single week you're going to block out. And again, those are the anchors you're going to stick into that schedule that you take a picture of and turn in as part of your application process. Okay, so moving on to the third area where you can get points. This is the weekly success tides that change every week. These are things you can't really lock into a certain time necessarily, but you are going to get points for doing them, and they're important. Okay, some of you will recognize these categories from our texting blitz. Okay, Casa?
Okay, so I'm really excited about these. These are the nuts and bolts and the cracks of our business. So you get 1 point for intentionally connecting with a person by phone, in person, whichever mode of communication that you'd like to do, but make sure it's intentional and that they're replying back, not just sending a Facebook message and that counts. There actually has to be a connection with that. 1 point for each person you share a sample with. So carry those bottles with you, ladies, because you never know. And men, there'll be men on here as well. You never know when you're going to need to hand those out. 1 point for each person who attends a class or a one-on-one. This could be those classes that you're teaching. This could also be the continuing education classes that Emily talked about. 5 points for each person you enroll. That's really exciting. 5 points for each person that you have a wellness consult with. This is after they've gotten their oils, and we want to make sure they know how to use them and know how to work their back office. And so you get 5 points for each of that. This could also count for a second wellness consult. Maybe they've gotten their oils, they're not set up on an LRP yet, they have other questions. This could also count for a second, maybe even a third wellness consult. 5 points for getting that person on an LRP. So maybe you have a new customer or an existing customer, and so you can get them on an LRP. So imagine you get 5 points for enrolling them, and they sign up in an LRP, you get another 5 points. That's exciting. 10 points for each person that you have a business consult with, that you're going over the build guide. And this is someone that you're really excited about, that really wants to know about the business, that they have come to you, and or maybe you have just found them. That's really exciting. So the other way we get points is by powering up and tracking our progress. For example, your positive programming. That could be your vision board, your declarations, your journaling. 5 points for doing those every day. 5 points for doing any professional development. 30 minutes is ideal on this. Watching a webinar.
Or your team call homework, right?
Your team call homework. So maybe you're doing the Silver and Mastery and there's homework that goes along with that. That can count. Anything that's building you up as a business person. 5 points for posting in your daily tribe. So you're all going to be in a tribe on Facebook. So maybe you want to post like, this happened today. I shared a sample and just a really big success, or maybe there's a struggle and you can connect with each other on how to do that. It could be super short. It could be, I just had a great day. I'm loving this, whatever, just connecting together. And 5 points for posting your data at the end of each day. So we don't want to just add up these points at the end of the week and then submit them. We want you to post them every day, to be thinking about these things every single day. And then Emily is going to finish with the last way we get points.
Okay, so again, we get points for your application process. You get points for those anchors that Elise Shedevy talks about. We get points for, we call them the tides, things that are different every single week. And those are your text blitzing areas, right? Connecting, sampling, getting people to classes, enrolling people, getting them on LRP, inviting people to build with you, etc. And then we talked about CASA's fourth section about powering up. And then this last section we're calling, I think, one-time wonders. There's 2 of them. So you got 50 points if you registered for convention, okay? That's going to be open on March 15th for those of you who haven't already. So again, registering for convention, 50 points. And then finally, 50 points if you reach your rank goal by March 31st, right? And this is what we're really all about with this, you guys. We're about actually creating results. It's so great that we do so much mindset training, that we stare at our vision boards 24/7 and all of that. But if we're not active in those key result areas and we're not learning to be effective, it's going to be difficult to actually create those results. So we have a team that's heavy on duplication, right? We focused on that. Team that's heavy on skill training, heavy on mindset. Now we are upgrading to that next piece where we are going to be able to really be consistent with these business actions. And this consistency over time, you guys, this is the slight edge. This is what is going to move you forward over a long period of time. And we're so excited. So finally, we have to talk about prizes.
There's going to be prizes.
Yes, prizes, right? Best part of it. Go ahead, Cassie.
Okay, so each group will have a team prize. So if there's like 4 groups of elite, so you will have the chance for an overall team prize. However, there's going to be a top, first, second, and third winner. So your team can still not win, but you could be an individual top winner.
Exactly. And CASA has been wheeling and dealing and getting some amazing prizes donated, right? So we're so excited, you guys. And we just thought, none of us really like numbers, and none of us really like, that sort of masculine part of the business, but it is important. So we thought we'd take these numbers, we'd wrap it up in a game with like tinsel and sparkles and fur and make it fun, right? And then we're going to get so used to tracking these things. We're going to see where we're missing things, see where our skill set is breaking down, go to our mentor and say, hey, I've noticed from my numbers, I connect with all these people, but then they don't get to classes. Then that's what you work on with your mentor. Work on that inviting piece and turn it into a strength. Turn that weakness into a strength. Anyway,
okay.
Are we so excited?
So excited?
We're so excited.
If you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to Facebook message me or give me a call or
anything.
Casa Fox.
Yep, she's running the game.
Anytime. So let me know if you have questions or if there's someone you want to tap into this that's not on this yet. I'd be happy to make sure that they're added on. All right.
Awesome. Welcome to Tidal Wave. We love you. Bye.